The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, you guys. I want to welcome you to tonight's BDP webinar, our team webinar, our weekly team webinar. And this is Adrianne Carbonell. I'm excited to be doing tonight's presentation. I just got back from Boston ISA University, gosh, what was it, a week and a half ago now, almost 2 weeks ago. What an incredible experience. I don't know what the last event that I see several of you on here. I'm so excited to see that. I'm not sure which was your last event, if it was New Year kickoff or it was celebration. But I gotta tell you, the events keep me going. I mean, they get me so excited. They pump me up. If you go, even if you start with just one or two people, a couple good, leaders on your team, they turn into these just like masterpieces. They totally get it when they go to an ICE university. They get so excited. And tonight's subject is your business blueprint. And, several of you may know that Isagenix offers a back office blueprint now, but I didn't. Okay, so I know it's kind of silly. It's like, oh, you're a 2-star Golden Circle, and you don't know it was there, but I really didn't know that they offered that. So that's why I'm so excited about doing tonight's presentation, is to share with you guys what I learned while I was at the leadership meeting there. So, Travis Garza pulled me aside and he said, I'm so glad that you're at this leadership meeting because I didn't know if you knew this or not. And I was like, no, I had no idea that we offered this. So I'm really excited to be sharing this with you, obviously. And I'm going to, for the sake of time, I'm going to just keep going through tonight's presentation. And if you guys have questions, just make sure you click on this questions tab below and you can type in a question. And I think Alex may be able to tell me. I don't know if it's because it's live, he won't be able to, but I'd love to take questions, and if I don't get to all of them tonight, I will email you back, or I will somehow get a hold of you through Facebook, because I can see most of you on here. Well, there are some new ones. We're expanding, we're growing. How exciting. Ooh, welcome to Vicky, my new girlfriend who's on my team. I'm excited that she's listening in tonight, and gosh, just how exciting is looking at all of you on there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so pull out a pen and a piece of paper, take some notes. We're gonna, I want you to write some things down. When I talk about some of the logistics of where to find your blueprint, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll give you a minute to pull those out, and just let you know that it's fun. Like, doing these are really fun, but we need you guys to just rise up, okay? Become executive. Once you're executive, you want to talk about something, you want to, share something that you've learned with the BDP. Let's get you on a webinar. Let's get you started. Let's get you pumped up and excited. I may have a caller call in to share with you her story, and it's actually Georgia Reese's daughter. She's absolutely fabulous, and she just went director, and then she just took her husband to director as well, and she has just been really cranking it out these last couple of weeks. And really, right after New Year kickoff, I just saw this huge change in her, and it was just really great that she was able to, focus on what she really wanted. I think some of the time, that's just our biggest problem, is just focusing on what the real goal is here, kind of putting on our blinders and, and focusing on how we can succeed in this. So I'm just quickly texting her back. Okay, so let's get started. So your business blueprint. I hope all of you guys have your materials now. Okay, all right, let me click. All right, know your tools. Okay, so just because there's some new people on the call tonight, I really like to gear the first part of my presentation towards our new associates and the new people who are on the call. And it's a great reminder for several of us who've been in for a while. It's a great reminder for us to kind of, listen in. The basics are always the same, and it's just like in the Karate Kid, right? If you master the basics, you become a master, and you just do it over and over again. So here's the tools that I'm using currently right now for me and my organization, and we're growing, and I'm really excited about that. In fact, I want you guys to know that I just put an offer in on a house tonight, and we'll see what happens with it. No guarantees, but it's impressive to me that I've gotten this far with Isagenix, and you can too. So okay, so everyonestartshere.com. If you have not been to everyonestartshere.com yet, you really, am I echoing? Okay, you really, really, really need to go there. Okay, how to get going is our team site, and that's what we use. That's how we get on these webinars. That's how we, Alex Koken, who's fabulous, who just made millionaire status, he's absolutely amazing. The how to get going site is just chock full of information about what we're currently using, and I believe that this site is listed on there as well, the everyonestartshere.com. It's a site that was developed by Michael Klaus, and it's great. I mean, it's got great motivational materials. If you're brand new, that's your homework. You need to go in there and you need to start checking that out right away. It's so simple. It's like, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. I mean, it's just, and at the bottom, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the everyonestartshere.com website, there are these great MP3 files that you can just listen to over and over and over again. Okay, put them on your iPhone or your smartphone and listen to them in the car. When I'm in my car, it is a like library on wheels. Okay, I mean, that's how I keep myself motivated, is by, you know, having these people playing in my head all the time. And you really want to make sure that you're keeping yourself motivated. You can't be a good leader if you don't know, you know, if you can't stay excited. You know, really good people can stay excited for, you know, 90 days. You know, impressive people stay excited for like a year, but it's the champions like, you know, Lynn Hagedorn, you know, and you know, George Ruiz, and, you know, it's the champions who stay in it forever. They constantly stay excited, and so that's the important part about doing that. And I know some of you may think this is redundant, but it's like, just bear with me, okay? All right. Okay. Oh, welcome, Bobby. I just saw my friend Bobby pop up. Okay. Isagenixbusiness.com. I really feel like Everyone Starts Here and the Isagenixbusiness.com are very similar. Go to them and you let me know, okay? Give me your feedback. I welcome it. But they're very similar. Isagenixbusiness.com is it's got logistics like you can't imagine. Print those documents out. Get your new people started out right, you know, by taking them to either one of those sites and walking them through the steps. All right, now the new piece, your personal business blueprint that's in your back office now. Isagenix is the company that never fails. I mean, they are always coming out with something new, always something to constantly impress me, and I know several of the leaders, but they're constantly impressing me with how much they really want us to succeed. You know, I've been in other companies before Isagenix, which I was like the epitome of the networking loser. I mean, I literally like watch people walk across the stage with checks and be like, oh, that's so great. Maybe someday that will be me, you know? But like the way that their stuff's put together is so hard to really, it was really hard for me to grasp the idea that the company really wanted me to maximize the way that I get paid. Let me tell you, Isagenix wants you to maximize the pay plan. They are going to show you how you can get the most out of what they're offering, and they're offering a lot, and that's what this business blueprint is about. Anyone who's ever been in business, I'm telling you what, you have a blueprint for success. You know what you're supposed to do, and that's what this is going to do for you tonight if you've never seen it before. So for my brand new associates, all right, we first get somebody started, we enroll them with a pack, we enroll them immediately in the IsaBody Challenge. For those of you who are involved in the Isa Derby, make sure you enroll people in the IsaBody Challenge. You get points for that, okay? And I just enrolled myself. I'm doing a bikini contest March 30th, and talk about enrolling a little bit late, but it's never too late. You've got to get that done. I think that the cutoff is the 28th of this month, this week. So go out and buy your newspapers, and if you're not enrolled, you need to be enrolled. And I don't care if you don't need to lose weight or whatever. That's not what it's about. It's about overall change. And I promise you, if you want to get some fire back in your business and back in your life, enroll in the challenge and just stick with it. Use the products like crazy and just do it, okay? And, you know, it'll create that motivation that maybe some of us might lack sometimes. All right, so make a names list. That's very clear. Okay, actually call the names on the list. Go figure, that's the hardest part of our business, right? The phone can be so heavy. Just pick it up and call people. And if you need help, call with your upline, get help. I have a girl that like is so fabulous, she doesn't even need me, Emily, in my organization. She knows always what to say. She closes people with the President's Pack all the time, and she really cares about them. But she'll call me occasionally and be like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I don't want to get on the phone. I'm not quite sure what to say. I'm like, Emily, who's the person? And she'll tell me this amazing story about why she believes in this person. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's get on the phone. So if you need some help getting on the phone, even if you're a superstar, just do it, okay? Because it helps you get started. Like every week, it helps you get started. All right, so send them the tools for what they're interested in, right? When you have that first conversation, you're like, okay, you find out what they really want. What are their, what is it that they really want? Do they need more money? Do they really just want to lose weight? Is it both? And then send them the videos from the website. Send them documents on the products from your website. Send them your website. Send them something to look at, okay? Know what they want, not what you want. Know what they want, all right? So if you guys help them get what they want, then, and work with them, you're going to get the most out of them. And that's the whole point of making sure you understand that we're in the business of helping people. We're in the business of taking responsibility for people's futures, literally. It's the best business in the world. You get to see people succeed constantly around you, and you succeed with them when you help them. It's beautiful. All right, so being a leader. I had a great call the other day with a superstar in my organization in Ohio, and she said, after the phone call, she said, "So you're telling me I just need to be a leader?" And I'm like, "Yes, because you are one. Just do it. Don't wait for me to tell you to be a leader. Just be a leader, right?" So work with your leaders by setting weekly appointments to make calls with them. The fastest way to help people run through our compensation plan, the fastest way to get from, or even to get to consultant up to executive, is to make those weekly appointments and work with your team. You'll know how close they are based on how much you're working with them. How often are you on the phone with this person? You'll become best friends. Encourage them based on what you know about their why. So, for example, my girlfriend calls me up and, and we're talking, and this is the same girlfriend that said, "So you're just saying I need to be a leader." Yes, because you are one, and I know what your goals are, and these are them. Dot, 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 dot. Go achieve them. And I'm here for you. I've got you. I've got you. Okay? So that's what I'm constantly telling my people. Listen, I'm here for you. Let's do this together. So to get the most out of people, you need to get personal. Okay? You have to create that relationship and trust. Is trust not important? Trust and integrity, all that good stuff comes with that. So you can focus on the common goal, all right? And the common goal, we all have different ends, right? But Isagenix is the means to the end. It's the vehicle that drives us. So that's our common goal, all right? So if I know exactly what my girlfriend needs, how much money she needs, when she needs to move out of her house, what she's looking for, what kind of new car she needs, if I know all that, if I know she needs an extra $500, and we focus on the common goal of building Isagenix together, you're going to create a leader in a very short amount of time. And that's how we get people moving forward, okay? All right. Now, you can't fire anybody in this business. But if you fail to work with them, then they end up firing themselves. Don't be that leader. Don't be that person who forgets to call. Okay, you be on top of it, like constantly. And that's what these tools that we're going to go into is going to help you be able to understand how to do that. I wish that I could see a raise of hands or something, but I know several of us leaders, sometimes we get lost in wondering exactly which people we're supposed to be working with in our organization. And it's super simple now. That's why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, you can't fire anybody, but if you fail to work with them, they end up firing themselves. So that's why we're going to dive into these tools right now. How do we manage our business? Okay, every week on Monday, we're going to start doing this together. So there are over 40 of us on this presentation tonight. I want all of us to start working together on this, okay? Make a commitment to start doing this. We're going to open up our business blueprints in our back office, and we're going to plan our week. All right, so because once we do that, then we know who we can help right now to get them to the next level. That's what this is about tonight. So where do you find your business blueprint? Okay, you're going to log into your back office. You're going to click on My Team. You're going to scroll down until you see the My Business Blueprint section. You can see the arrow pointing to it. I want you to start, if you've never been there before, I want you to start by clicking on Business Blueprint by category, okay? But you'll see how phenomenal this is. If you read below, it says Business Blueprint by member, so you can search by, it's specific to you. Business Blueprint by enrolling sponsor, So if you have a leader you're working with and you want to be able to work with their people, all right? So this very specific. That's what I love about this tool that Isagenix has developed. So we're going to click on that, okay? All right, this is what it looks like. It actually opens up. It's a PDF document. It'll open up a new tab, and I want you to scroll down through the entire PDF document slowly, okay? Because we're learning something new here, and I don't want you to feel like this is confusing because it's not. Sometimes new things can be confusing, and it really isn't. I don't want this to confuse you. I want it to propel your business, okay? So it'll say something. It'll say, look just like this, and it'll say for, and then your name, all right? And I've covered up all this stuff because it's a confidential person in my organization, but I just want you to know, okay, that's what it will look like. It'll be very specific to you. If you do the category section first, all right, then I want you to actually read the categories, okay? And it did take me a minute because there's only 8 categories, but you'd want to read them specifically because it's telling you how to read the documents. It's saying category details and the best practices. So like, for example, potential double PIB payouts. If some of you guys are looking closely at this fine print, and some of your screens might even be bigger on your screen than it is on mine, but when you look in there, it's going to go through some of these things, okay? Like, you know, it'll say, here's the important part. The potential amount shown in this category is the amount of PIBs already earned, which is the amount that they will be doubled for their next qualifying enrollment. So it'll give you the exact amount of money that they're going to be able to make in the double PIB payout. How about the second one, the next Enroller Club participant? All right, so I want you guys to really read through, all right, and understand the document. I'm not going to read through all this. I'm actually going to categorize it right now for you. All right, the second thing is now, because we have this fantastic tool, we can determine who we need to work with in our organization. So this is a new person, and I actually have covered up the names, okay, and just for confidentiality. But they have lists of names listed on here. It gives the state of where they're at, their member ID, their recognition name, so I know who I'm working with, where they're at in my personally enrolled team, how many enrollments they need, their phone number, so I can call them. You know, a lot of leaders will say, dig down into your organization and help people grow and develop, and this is how you're going to be able to do that, okay? And it'll tell you the sponsor who enrolled them, okay? So, you know, if you ever have any dead space in your organization, we always get paid on everything we do in Isagenix, so you're able to reach down and really help somebody if they show up in that area. Okay, so if I click down, all right, oops, hold on, let me get back here. Okay, all right. So the next Enroller Club, this is who's ready to receive a box of free essentials for men or women with product B. So you'll see in there, it'll pull up, it'll say they enrollments needed. They've got 1 enrollment before they get their free box of essentials. How great is it to be able to call that person in that list and say, hey, you know, this is Adrianne Carbonell. You might not know me. Somebody somewhere enrolled you, but I wanted to call you personally and let you know how close you are to being a part of our Enrollers Club. And this is what that means to you, okay? Here's the next one, potential consultants. How powerful is this? It'll list who needs just 1 more associate to become a consultant. So you get to dig down in your organization and you can say, oh my gosh, this person that Emily enrolled is only 1 person away. How great would it be for me to be able to call and get a pulse on where this person's at? Are they going to be able to do this or not? How can I encourage them? Okay, so that's where this is listed. And if you look to the right side of this tab, this section here, it says PEL, PER. Where do they need the personally enrolled? It'll show 1 personally enrolled on the left, so they would need 1 on the right to hit consultant, vice versa. And it's very specific, okay? Potential managers. All right, go manager or go home, right? I mean, you've got to get to manager. You got to get it with those holiday bonuses. How many of you guys open your back office up and you're so excited because it says holiday bonus shares and it's got like 24 or, you know, I mean, it's got your holiday bonus shares listed. That's money that's going to be paid out to you right before Christmas next year for just staying a manager, you +2, them +2. How great is this tool to be able to go in and reach down and develop managers in your organization? It will list for you who needs only 1 more consultant to hit manager. It'll tell you where they need to be. There's that PEL, PER on the right side sharing with you what they need to do next. Okay, it's very specific. Next generation of leaders. Who do I need to advance to director or executive now? Right? Not tomorrow, not the next week. I'm going to wait another week. Who do I need to advance right now? Get on the phone with those people. And just share with them like what is going on with you and say, I'm so excited right now because you pulled up in my business blueprint as somebody I should be working with. How can I help you right now to be able to get one more consultant? Who can we call? Who do you know right now that who have you been thinking about? They're on your mind for a reason. I don't play the game of let's just like throw noodles at the wall and see who sticks. If you're thinking about somebody, if they've even popped into your mind for a second when it comes to Isagenix, there is a reason for that. I work very much on inspiration right now. I can't say I always did in the past, but I am working very much through inspiration right now because I have to. Isagenix is just in me now. It's in my heart. And if somebody pops up into me, there is a reason why. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I'm thinking of who's next. How can I help? What can I do for you? That kind of an attitude. And if they're already in our organization, what better tool than this to guide and help you manage your organization, your business? So if this doesn't excite you, I don't know what does, okay? Because this really pumped me up. I mean, when Travis Garza showed this to me, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I see everything clearly now, It's like that song, I could see clearly now, because the rain was gone. Literally, I mean, it just super helped me be able to focus. Okay. Third, how many orders do you need? When you scroll to the very bottom of this PDF, this blueprint, it'll give you an auto ship estimates. Here's an example of one, okay? This is an estimate, not an approximate. How many of you guys have ever had somebody return an order? Yes. It happens, all right? We don't focus on it, but it happens. So it'll show you your expected orders for the week, and then all of a sudden you get this great breakdown, like, how many times does 900 go into 5,174? This person right here is cycling on an average, 7 to probably 10 times a week, okay? So, down here too, if we go 7,531 divided by 900, you'll know how many cycles, and it's telling you the weeks. So it'll project out to you the following week. So this person has, a lot more orders than they did the previous week. They're going to be making a bigger paycheck. But how great to be able to go in there, view this, and say, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I had even just 5 more orders this next week? What would that do to my cycles? Right? Because in this business, everyone thinks they're going to jump from like, 1 cycle to like 20. And sometimes you can. It's possible, right? But how many of you guys would be okay with just building an extra cycle a week? 3 extra orders, 3 family packs extra. Get back there. Find out what's going on in your business. If you don't know how to calculate it yourself, you don't have to worry anymore because it's calculated for you. So that's the beautiful part about this blueprint. This really excites me because if somebody calls me and was like, Adrianne, oh my gosh, I need more money, blah, 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 what do? I would tell them, open up your business blueprint. What is going on back there? Tell me what's going on. Teach them how to read this. Teach yourself how to read it. Then go teach your team how to read it. All right. So I mean, this is just phenomenal. It's like going to a regular job without any of the crap of a regular job. I mean, like, you get to see what you're supposed to be doing. You have all the perks of being able to do it in your own time. You know what I mean? But knowing and having the power to know what you need to be doing, that's the beauty of this blueprint. All right, so go enroll more so you get paid more, okay? Go enroll more. Go get paid more. All right, so taking note here, if you open up your document and you have no names or numbers listed in your blueprint, you're either brand spanking new or there's your sign, all right? I mean, literally, it's so clear. If you are frustrated and you feel like something's not quite right, usually, I hate to say it, but, you're at the scene of the crime. If you're looking at the back of your office, the back of your blueprint there, and you don't see a lot of activity, the business blueprint is specific to you. It's telling you to get started. All right? So you got to get serious about making a commitment to succeed. And I like that word, commitment. Because a lot of times, maybe several of us on this call were ready to make a commitment now, but maybe yesterday we were just excited about this as a hobby. Maybe we just get excited about some things and we never do anything. Make a commitment to yourself to succeed. That's what you need to do. And this blueprint can help you do that. It can map the whole thing out for you, the whole process. All right? All right. It's a decision, you guys, and you can do it. If you're in it, you can win it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You get back there and you start to see, and it's less than exciting. All right? If your business is less than exciting to you, it's time to make a decision to just do it. All right? Okay. This is a business. This is the title of the next 3 slides. This is a business, all right? Because I want you to realize something. What you've gotten yourself into will pay you very seriously when you take it very seriously, all right? And now you realize that. Looking at this blueprint, now you realize that you have a serious business that pays you when you take it seriously. Let that sink in. Now you realize that you have tools that can help you gauge, literally, like a thermometer, how you can take it to the next level and take your team to the next level. That's the whole point. You can't get anywhere without them. You'll never be on stage without looking out at a crowd of people who you've inspired. You've got to get back there, gauge that thermometer, okay? Now you realize that action brings you all your desires, wants, and needs. And as you get paid by getting your people paid, you will all achieve all of your reasons for being here. For just a moment, I mean, I don't care if you have to close your eyes, but I really want you to think for a second, why am I on this webinar? What are my goals? What was it that brought me to Isagenix? Was it weight loss and now it's so much more? What was it? Really develop your story, not just for other people, not just to share with other people, but for you, so you can make those strong commitments. You can trust that you made the right decision to get into Isagenix, so that you can lead your people by example. That's the point of you understanding that this is a business, okay? So I love Art Williams, and you can see I'm on a huge Art Williams kick right now. It's very obvious if any of you have ever followed Art Williams before. George showed me a YouTube video the other night, which I so graciously posted all over the place on Facebook this week. If you haven't watched it yet, you'll go, oh my gosh, Adrianne copied everything that Art Williams said in these last couple slides. But you know what? The best copycat wins, so I'm not ashamed. But he says this, all you can do is all you can do. That is his one statement for success. He's a multi-billionaire, millionaire, billionaire, whatever. The man makes millions and billions, okay? And he has for years. It wasn't always that way. But that's what he's trying to tell you. All you can do is all you can do, right? Are you guys doing all that you can do? If you just got started like a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago, figure out what it is, all you can do. What does that mean to you? How many calls can you do in a day? How many three-way calls can you feasibly fit in to the pockets of your life? How many people are on your mind and you're not getting around to sharing this with them? What's holding you back? All right? All you can do is all you can do. And that's the whole point of this webinar. Being able to understand that blueprint. Now you know, all right? All you can do is all you can do because it's sitting there. You're staring at it. I just want you to remember, what is it? Is it your debt that drives you? Is it your family that fuels you? I have a girl that has a website that's just called For My Family. I mean, how beautiful is that website? For My Family. It's Isagenix. Is it your dreams that make you move fast or faster? What is it, guys? Write them all down. If you've forgotten, just check in. You pulled out a pen and a piece of paper. Write some down right now while you're on the call. All right? But I want you to wake up every day. This is what I've been doing lately, and it's really been helping me. Take a moment to just feel what it will feel like to be a huge team leader. What does it feel like to be Lynn Hagedorn? What does it feel like to be Jimmy Smith? What does it feel like to be Susan Sly? What does it feel like to you? That's what I want you to get to, okay? To have all that you desire. and more, to have a bigger purpose and meaning to your life. Doesn't Isagenix bring a bigger purpose and meaning to your life? That's why I'm here. I sat in the gym today and some gorgeous man who's totally ripped, okay? But, I was doing this kind of crazy ab workout, and he came over, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Right? Totally unconventional, and doing this crazy thing with this cable pull. And we start getting into conversation. He tells me he's a personal trainer, and he's also in the army because doing personal training, he doesn't make enough money. And I'm like, "Oh, that was me. That was me 4.5 years ago." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, I'd love to share my story with you. I don't have a lot of time right now because, as you can see, I'm strapped to an ab machine. But do you have any information? I'd love to get a hold of you." I have a story that may or may not compel him, but you better believe that I am driven to share it with him. He needs to hear my story, and he will. He will hear it. But I was that person. Who was the personal trainer who wasn't making enough money, and then I went through this awful divorce and needed money like now, and Isagenix was like, it's so precious to me now. It's so sacred to me what Isagenix has done for me. Every single Monday, I get a paycheck that pays for my home and my car and my children's lives. That's what this business does for me. What can it do for you and the people you share it with? There's your bigger purpose, okay? Don't wait. This is the biggest mistake I ever made, and I can honestly say I made this. I was destined for network marketing. Network marketing was destined to come to me. I know this now because Isagenix is, the third company that had approached me. And some of us, we have this sparkling personality, and people come up to us and they're like, "Oh, you should do this. You'd be great at this. You'd be great at that." If people have said that to you before, then that's why you're here. Because you are that sparkling personality. You are that leader in training. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't wait to know more. Learn as you go. All right? And don't wait to be asked to lead. Take action. Become a leader. When you take action, you become a leader. You make mistakes and you pick yourself up again and you just keep going and you become a leader in the process. Don't wait to be organized. Just embrace the chaos. If you guys have families, it's chaotic. Go for it anyways. Okay? Forget about trying to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be sharing your passion. All right? And don't wait to be happy. If you're so unhappy right now and you can't figure out what Isagenix is why it may or may not be working for you in the way that you want it to be, maybe you need to be a little bit more grateful. Be happy now. And for anything, find something to be grateful for. It's like Joe Vitale says in his one book, Zero Limits, where he says he was so down at that point in his life, all he was grateful for was a pencil. He had a pencil and a piece of paper, and he's like, "Okay, with this pencil and piece of paper, I can write a suicide note. I can write a #1 best-selling book. I can write my new goals and commitments down." What is it going to be? Be happy right now. Be grateful now, because whatever you're happy for right now and you're grateful for now, how you feel determines what you get more of in this moment. How you feel right now, if you're excited right now in this moment, get on a couple calls right after we get off this and share with somebody, "Oh my God, this crazy person just told me that I had a business blueprint. I got to tell you, I just realized this is a serious business just now. I didn't realize that when I talked to you about it. Let's do this together." Get excited now. Will there be obstacles? Yes. Will there be obstacles in reading your blueprint? Yes. Will it maybe be a little disappointing if you get back there and you don't have any names and numbers yet? Yeah. But it's so worthwhile, because now is the time. Then all of a sudden you're ready to make the commitment, and you're going to persevere through the doubters and the name callers and the people who say that you can't do this because it's unconventional. Right? I mean, literally, are you here because you wanted to be conventional? If you wanted to be conventional, right, you'd still be, waiting for your 401k to roll around and hoping that it was enough money for you to retire on. But I think we all pretty much have a common enemy right now, which is the fact that there's not a lot to retire with. We need to create our own economies. We need to start taking control and being responsible. That's what this nation was founded on. It was founded by people who decided that it didn't matter what the government was going to do. They were going to be their own enterprise, their own free enterprise. And they went out and they did it. They didn't wait to work for the government or wait for somebody to pay for their life. No. Our ancestors built what consists of where we live right now today. They built it on sheer perseverance. All they asked for was freedom. You do not want to be conventional. Something changed back in the 1980s about, where we decided that it was better to work for somebody else. Not true. It's better to be your own leader. All right? So you guys, if you're on here, you're that leader. Be that leader that we've been talking about tonight. Be that person who gets up every Monday, gets back in their back office and sees what's new and knows how to lead and guide their organization. You can do it. People join leaders who are unconventional, they're excited, and most of all, they see a bigger, better, and a happier picture for the people that they're talking to. That's what you got to do for these people that are out there waiting for you to talk to them about what you have, because they really are out there. They're waiting for you. All right, so be that leader, NOW, now. And I like to say it like that, NOW, now, because it's so much more powerful. Just say it. Be that leader now. All right, don't wait. So anyways, you guys, I'm excited. That was my whole presentation. I wanted to have Natalie get on and share with you her story, but she is busy. She texted me and she never called back, so that's okay. But what I want you to know, if you Facebook her, she'll tell you what she did to go direct her and to get her husband to direct her, and I think it was just, what, 2-3 weeks time. So, you can go, there's another resource for you. But be your own resource. Go get out there. Go get that knowledge. If you're not on auto ship right now, you get your butt on auto ship. I mean, I hate to say that word, but get on auto ship. Get in the Ice Body Challenge. Get in the game mentally. And all of a sudden, you'll just get consumed by what the bigger picture is here for you. So anyways, if there's any questions, Alex, I don't know if you can talk or if you can let me know because I cannot see them.
Yeah, actually, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great,
I don't
great.
know if they can, but
Wow, this was a fantastic webinar. Thank you so much, Adrian. I definitely think that blueprint, that all the tools that Isagenix is making for us is absolutely first class and fantastic. And let me just go over here quickly over a couple of questions. And the first question actually comes from Chris, and it has to do with when you were mentioning about the first website, the everyonestartshere.com. You mentioned the Michael Klaus's MP3s. And the question is, I never did MP3s before. Where were they for us? So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about you. All I know is that when I went to that website, and when I've been leading people with that website as well, just as a motivational resource, and another resource for how to get started. When you scroll all the way to the bottom, there are, and I mean all the way to the bottom, okay, there, if you click on them, you can download them on your computer, and then from there, I know I can, if I have a Mac and an iPhone, so I can put them on my iPhone and then listen to them in my car. But all the way down at the bottom on the left, there'll be one of them's called Millionaire Mindset. That one's actually a recording by Lynn Hagedorn. What you need to know about network marketing, that's a Michael Klaus one. They're all the way at the bottom, just right on the left-hand side. Maybe just go check again. That's all I know.
Yeah, and actually, if you have a smartphone, an iPhone or Android or so, if you visit on your phone's browser the website, all you have to do is click on the links there at the bottom, and they will start playing on your iPhone or Android. So okay, then the next thing actually is, and Adrian, you might want to just bring back the PowerPoint.
Oh. Okay.
Out there. Okay.
Where did it go? I'm trying to find it.
Well, next question is actually on the.
What was that?
Hold on. I'm trying.
Alex?
I'm trying here. Yeah, I'm trying here to.
Somehow I've lost them.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Go to Keynote. Here. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Next question here is actually, what rank do you have to be in order to see activity in your business blueprint?
I really believe it's for everybody because when I was walking a brand new associate, actually I used it as as literally a reason, to get into the business. They were not even a consultant, and I was able to pull up their blueprint, and obviously it didn't show anybody in there, but it was great to be able to let them know that we have tools like this here for them. So if they've ever tried network marketing before and maybe didn't understand quite how to lead, that this is a tool that we had that they'd be able to go back in there and learn how to be a leader, learn how to make those calls with their organization.
Great. Excellent. And the rest is actually no more questions here, mostly just comments. And let's see, one more question. So is that only showing you're personally enrolled and not your entire downline?
Nope. It actually whoever is popping up, that's what I love about it. They do not have to be your personally enrolled to see them. But they will be technically your personally enrolled people, but sometimes they're not. I mean, when I was looking in mine, I was looking down in there. So the answer is no. It doesn't matter. It's not just your personally enrolled. But obviously you want to work with them first, okay? But if you pull it up, if you've been in for a while, you will see that there are people underneath there that you're like, whoa, how they get there? How do they pop up? Which is great because that might be a hidden gem that you need to discover and maybe get on it if somebody else isn't.
Yeah. And one more question. Somebody is asking, how does this differ from, is different from the executive reports?
Okay, so the executive reports they're very detailed as well. And you get those when you are an executive 2-star, then you start getting those reports. And those reports really, they kind of go through, it's more like just a list. Do you know what I mean? The blueprint, I
Yeah.
believe, is actually better. It's very specific. Okay. Whereas the I'm sorry, executive report, I would mostly use that if I was creating like a recognition newsletter or something like that. I'd go back
Yeah.
in there and just, copy, paste, unload, and just really recognize all the people who are developing in your organization. But if I wanted to be very specific, I feel that the blueprint is better for that, which is actually what drove me to create this presentation.
Yeah. Great. So we're basically running out of time. And I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone here. You might want to get back. We cannot get to all your questions, but Adrian or myself will actually email you back with some answers. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday. Adrian, any parting thoughts?
No, I'm just excited that so many of you guys are back here and you're on here and you're bringing new people, and this is such a great you know team tool to be able to help people stay connected. You've really got to get your team plugged in, and if they don't feel like they have weekly support or you don't have time to give them weekly support yet, you really need to plug them into the webinars and anything else that you think is really going to help. But they've got to stay connected. Just like I said, you can't fire anybody, but they will fire themselves if they don't feel like they have people working with them. So make sure that you guys connect to the webinar next Monday. Well, I know we'll have another great subject then. And, let us know if there's anything you want to teach on. Like, seriously, let's get you guys going. If you are, an executive 1-star or above, we would love to discuss with you how you could do a webinar. We really want to get some new voices on here, new faces on here within our team because, we know we're not the only ones who are, excited here. So I'd just like to end with that. Thank you for being on tonight. We appreciate you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. And good night. And thanks, Adrian, again.
Yeah, good night. Thank you, Alex. Bye-bye.